Hello everyone, the dialogue here. I know it's been a while, so I'm so sorry about that, but I'm back for a wee while again. Today I'm looking at Jussie Smollett, who speaks out after his attack, being gay and black, where he was attacked by two men. I'm gonna look at his body language to reveal whether he's telling the truth or if he's fabricating and looking for an Oscar. Go.
Listen, if I tell the truth, then that's it, because it's the truth.
Okay, if I tell the truth, then that's it. It's the truth. It's like he's qualifying himself. He's qualifying himself too much at the get-go. This tells me that he really wants to reinforce the fact that he was attacked. When you are attacked, probably don't need to go into this depth at the get-go.
The attacks.
The attacks. There's a bit of a smile on there. He could be releasing tension, but when he's talking about attacks, it's a form of, I believe I can see here, duping delight.
It's at first it was a thing of
Too many likes. A bit like Chris Watts, who used like every second sentence.
listen, if I tell the truth.
That body language was open with his palms up. However, he's an actor. He's been trained in body language.
Then that's it, because it's the truth.
Okay, that's it. Shaking his head just a tad, micro expression. We've got a little snarl coming up here. It's the truth. Now he's putting his head down and his eyes up. This is a stance we take when we're protecting ourselves. We're keeping our neck protected by our face and our eyes are looking out to our prey or the person is about to attack us.
Truth. Then it became a thing of oh, how can you doubt that? How do you not believe that?
He does protest too much. Again, he's just overqualifying himself. Really, he should just get straight to the point when you're attacked. Usually people who've been attacked, they get straight to the point. They don't need to filibuster.
It's the truth. And then it became a thing of oh, it's not necessarily that you don't believe that this is the truth. You don't even want to see the truth.
As we know, he is an actor. And I believe he's giving a performance right here. He's performing. He's not being genuine from the heart. This is an actor acting.
What happened that night, Jussie?
When I landed in Chicago, Jackson, who's like my uncle, and he's also my creative director, and he picked me up. And then we got back to the apartment. There was no food. And so
This is inappropriate. He's got a smile and he's reminiscing about and having no food, smiling, talking about his uncle/manager, which is unnecessary information. So right here I'm thinking, why? It's like, in other words, he's qualifying himself. Again, this does not bode well for someone who's just been attacked. Someone attacked him with a MAGA hat, whatever, and put a noose around his neck. We'll get to that.
I went out to Walgreens thinking that they were 24 hours and to have a smoke.
Again, inappropriate, a bit of a laugh. And whenever I see this, I know that they're laughing about something. They're getting something over someone.
Walgreens was closed. So I called him up and I said, hey, I'm going to run to Subway, which was across the street, and I'm going to get a salad. Do you want anything?
Get a salad. So there's a bit of contempt. Now, I don't know why you would have contempt talking about a salad.
So I called him up and I said, hey, I'm going to run to Subway, which was across the street, and I'm going to get a salad. Do you want anything? I went
Salad, contempt, weird. Doesn't make sense. Not congruent, really.
to the Subway and got the order. During that time,
Again, we've got a smile, so it's inappropriate.
I texted my manager thinking that he was still in Australia because he was on an.
Now, I picked this up thinking he was still in Australia. He is in the moment. He's not reminiscing or he's not thinking of the past and talking as though it's happened in the past. He's saying it's happened in the present. And that means that you'd be making stuff up in the present.
Australian tour with one of his other clients. And I said, yo, call me when you can. He called me immediately. And while he was on the phone, I heard, as I was crossing the intersection, I heard Empire. I don't answer to Empire.
Okay, again, we've got an inappropriate laugh. For what he's saying, yes, it makes sense, but laughing about that, what it tells me, he's putting on a performance again.
Thinking that he was still in Australia because he was on
So
an
he should be saying, I thought that he was thinking.
Australian tour with one of his other clients. And I said, yo, call me when you can. He called me immediately. And while he was on the phone, I heard, as I was crossing the intersection.
So he's holding stuff back because he's biting his own lip here.
While he was on the phone, I heard.
He's biting his own lip, which means he's holding something back.
I don't answer to Empire. My name ain't Empire. And I didn't answer. I kept walking, and then I heard,
There's a lot of blinking as well. He's under stress, so I don't know why he's under stress. Is he under stress because he was attacked, or is he under stress because he's trying to think about his story here?
Empire. So I turned around and I said, did you just say to me? And I see the attacker masked.
How convenient. The attacker was masked. The attacker was masked.
He said, this MAGA country punches me right in the face.
Okay, so he closes his eyes right there. Means one of two things. He's lying because he's not telling you the truth, so he's hiding his eyes so you can't read him, or the fact that he didn't like what happened.
So I punched his ass back. And then
Again, it happens again. So he's got a long blink again. Again, we've got a smiley face considering the circumstances.
Masked. And this MAGA country punches me right in the face. So I punched his ass back. And then
So that was twice. Elongated blinking. Not sure. Cluster here.
we started tussling. You know, it was very icy. And we ended up tussling by the stairs.
And conveniently, there was no record of CCTV footage. It makes you wonder.
Fighting. There was a second person involved who was kicking me in my back.
Who was kicking me in my back. Again, he should have said who kicked me in my back. I felt him kick me in my back. So he's making this in the present moment, which tells you he's making it up as he goes. He's not remembering this.
And then it just stopped.
Again, we've got an inappropriate smile. And then it just stopped because he shook his head. Shaking of the head, smiling of the face. One more thing, then I know it's a cluster and he's definitely lying. Right now I'm seeing 70% lying.
And they ran off, and I saw where they ran. And the phone was in my pocket, but it had fallen out, and it was sitting there. And my manager was
Again, we've got, fast blinking here. Under stress.
still on the phone.
Makes sense in a way.
So I picked up the phone, and I said, Brandon. And he's like, what's going on? And I said,
Okay, so unnecessary information. I said, Brandon, and he said, what's going on? Unnecessary information. He should have just said, I told Brandon on the phone straight away what happened.
What is it about their size, or what? Why do you feel that they could possibly be?
because I was there. For me, when that was released, I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. I don't have any doubt in my mind that...
Doubt in my mind. Pursed his lips, then licked it. He's under stress. That's 2 items. He tells me he's under stress, blinking of the eyes, and the licking of the lips. Wonder why he's under a lot of stress.
That's them. Never did.
Why did you hesitate to want to call the police?
You know...
Again, inappropriate smile.
There's a level of pride there. We live in a society where...
And now we've got the Oscar performance coming up, everyone.
As a gay man, you are considered somehow to be weak. And I'm not weak. I am not weak. And we, are, as a people, are not weak. So I can accept that there was pride there. There's also privacy. You know, at the end of the day, look what has happened. You know, look what has happened. So I'm glad that...
Now, he has got tears coming down, and he has got snot coming down the back of his throat. And you know what? It's genuine for the emotions he's feeling. Now he's an actor. I, personally, can conjure up crying when I want to. So can this guy, and so can most actors.
Frank called the police. I'm glad that we reported it.
Again, licking the lips. I'm glad we reported it. It tells me that he could be poking his tongue out saying, I got you. It's like a duping delight thing.
During that time before they came, it took them about maybe half hour to come. And during that time, I was looking at myself, just like checking myself out. I saw the...
During that time I was looking, again, he's in the present moment. It should be going, I looked at myself, not looking.
bruise on my neck, you know, like the little...
And those injuries are not much. There's not much going on there. And there's no rope marks with the so-called noose that went around his neck from one of the attackers. There's no burn marks. So wouldn't you think that whoever was going to attack him would have actually made a real go at him or something? I'm not saying they should have. I'm just saying.
The rope burn around my neck.
Yeah, I can't see the rope burn.
And then I smelled bleach. I know the smell of bleach. And I saw on my sweatshirt, it had marks on it, like spots on it, when you have a bad bleach job. So...
Well, that was quick. That bleach showed up pretty quickly.
Then I was like, there's bleach on me too. So when the police came, I kept the clothes on.
I kept the clothes on and that little believe me look. Shaking of the head, believe me look.
I kept the rope.
So you had the rope on
That doesn't make sense why you would keep the rope on while you're waiting for the police. If that was me, I'd be taking that thing off my neck.
the entire
I mean,
time.
it wasn't like wrapped around, but yeah, it was around because I wanted them to see.
Of course he did. He wanted them to see because it's there for effect.
I wanted them to see what this was. I told them what happened, everything.
And he's shaking his head.
I also asked them to turn their body cams off because they were trying to stay in the hallway. And I was like, please just come in. Like, I don't want a big scene with my neighbors and with like the second round of police officers. I went down to where it happened and I walked them through exactly what happened. I looked up and I saw that there was a camera directly on the light post that is in the intersection. I'm like, there it is.
A potential break in the case that would eventually fall apart days later.
And then the detective told me that the camera inside of the casing was facing north, but they didn't have it. And that was disappointing.
Let's have a look at that slowly.
And that was disappointing.
That was a smile. That was a smile disappointing. Not making sense, nor is it congruent.
Vast majority of people have been supportive and loving and understanding. And then as time has gone on and that there's no, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you're going to Subway,
Subway is
Sub-Zero.
open 24 hours. Like, people kill me when they say things like that because it's like Subway is open 24 hours for a reason.
Now he's angry. Inappropriately, by the way. Blinking his eyes big time because he's under a lot of stress. And he's angry.
So that when you're hungry at night and you ain't got no food, you go to Subway. The camera facing north. How is that my issue? It feels like if I
Remember, this guy was attacked. It's like he's not reminiscing. Fright, the absolute anger, humiliation that you would feel having a noose around your neck, considering the history of the United States. Not seeing that in this guy.
I had said it was a Muslim or a Mexican or someone black, I feel like the doubters would have supported me a lot more. And that says a lot about the place that we are in our country right now. The fact that we have these fear mongers, these people that are...
Again, we're looking at an Oscar Award nomination here. I'm not going to give him the award, but I'll give him a nomination.
Trying to separate us, and it's just not okay.
Another inappropriate smile.
It's just not okay. And for all of the
A lot of blinking.
people, the next time that you see someone...
Filibustering again. He's just going, beating around the bush, not getting to the point. He could have just said, look, I'm angry at the people who don't believe me. This happened.
report something, maybe well after the fact that it happened.
Well, he shook his head again, saying it didn't happen.
And you say to them, well, why you wait until now? Just remember that mine was reported right away. And look what has happened.
The phone.
So he's acting like a poor me kind of guy. He's the victim many times over, which could have happened if this had truly happened. I'm really doubting this though.
When did you make that information available to the police?
We had to give the phone.
Who's we? Who's we? Sorry, but it was you who was attacked. Who's we? And now I'm thinking, was there another person involved? Or were the two involved along with you?
Phone records, which they didn't originally ask for my phone records. They asked for my phone. They wanted me to give my phone to the tech for 3 to 4 hours. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna do that.
We've got a guy here who won't give his phone to the techs just to see if he's telling truth or not. So, I mean, there's another indication. He didn't give the phone over. There's another indication. It's that he's not being very candid.
Why?
Because I have private pictures and videos and numbers, my partner's number, my family's number.
Again, qualifying himself, over-qualifying himself, and having a little bit of contempt. I actually feel there's quite a bit of narcissism going on with him.
My castmates' number, my friends' numbers,
He's trying to say, I'm really important. I'm actually a very important, famous person. And now he's really famous, guys. This is what he wanted, but probably not the backlash that he's getting.
private emails, my private songs, my private voice memos. I don't know what that's going to be to hand over my phone for.
It's bizarre he didn't hand it over.
And honestly, by then, inaccurate, false statements had already been put out there. I'm not brushing over it.
And there is no doubt in your mind what motivated this attack.
I could only go off of their word. I mean, who says empire, this MAGA country?
So now he's added that in. I didn't hear about that first bit, and now he's added that in. Why didn't he add the whole thing in at the beginning?
Ties a noose around your neck and pour
Ties a noose around his neck. Didn't put it over top. It doesn't make sense. They tied a noose around his neck. Really, what he's trying to say is they put it around his neck. Because if you're tying it, it takes a while.
pours bleach on you. And this is just a friendly fight. I will never be
No one said it was a friendly fight. Obviously, it's not a friendly fight. What is he on about?
the man that this did not happen to. I am forever changed.
I am forever changed, shaking the head.
And I don't subscribe to the idea that everything happens for a reason, but I do subscribe to the idea that we have the right and the responsibility to make something meaningful out of the things that happen to us. Good.
Okay, there's a narcissism going on here. The litmus test is, do you feel anything right now for him? But for this guy, right now, are you feeling anything for him? If it's yes, okay, fine, I'm not talking to you. But for me, I don't feel anything.
What do you feel people need to hear the most from this story?
I
Jussie Smollett?
think that what people need to hear is just the truth.
Just the truth, shaking head.
It's just the truth, because
And contempt, or is that superiority? It's
everybody has their own idea. Some are healing and some are hurtful. But I just want young people, young members of the LGBTQ community, young black.
He wants to be the leader of that community, I think. I think he really wants to start a shine there.
Children to know how strong that they are, to know the power that they hold in their little pinky.
Have you ever been threatened before?
Yeah. I get threatened all the time
With a smile.
on Twitter and Instagram and DMs and things like that. It's like, but you know, I'm a public figure. I'm
He loves that.
very outspoken. That you're gonna rub people the wrong way.
In fact,
Blinking.
the week before the attack, police confirm a letter was sent to the Fox studio in Chicago with threatening language and laced with powdery substance, likely Tylenol.
Do you think there's a
Okay, are you like me thinking JC sent that?
link between the letter and the attack? And you did mention it to the police right away about the letter.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, qualifying language.
Just because on the letter it had a stick figure hanging from a tree with a gun pointing towards it, with the words that said,
Convenient.
"It's Smollett Jussie, you will die, black." There was no address, but the return address said in big red, like cat MAGA. Did I make that up too?
He's supposed to be well-known, requesting a report, and so the noose was placed over the friend's neck.
He's supposed to be well known, so he made sure that it was a well-known person.
I want that video found so badly.
I don't think he does. Let's have a look again.
I want that video found so badly.
Really now, this does not tell me he really wants it found. Shaking of the head, smiling of the dial here. He is so happy that there is no video.
Probably 4 reasons. Number 1, I want them to find the people that did it. Number 2, I want them to stop being able to say alleged attack.
Again, he's thinking about himself.
Number 3, I want them to see that I fought back. And I want a little gay boy who might watch this to see that I fought back.
We're looking at Oscars again.
And it does not take anything away from people that are not able to do that.
Does not, doesn't. Would be more appropriate.
But I fought back. They ran off. I didn't.
What do you say to a young gay man, a young gay person?
To learn to fight. And I don't just mean like learn to fight. I mean learn to fight. Learn to be a fighter. I'm
Okay, we've got our performance going on big time here.
not advocating violence at all. So let's be clear about that. If you're gonna die, fight until you do. Because if you don't fight, you have no chance. I have fought for love. I'm an advocate.
You know what? Has this guy written this as speech himself before he said this?
I respect too much the people who I am now one of those people who have been attacked in any way.
So he's thought about it before, and now he's added himself in there. Remember, he's added himself in there?
You do such a disservice when you lie about things like this.
If the attackers are never found, how will you be able to heal?
Here we go. Oscar moment, everybody.
I don't know. Let's just hope that they are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Huh? Let's just hope that they are. He moved back on that. Does he really want them found?
I don't know. Let's just hope that they are.
No, he doesn't. He's moving away from that. Now, if he really wanted this to happen, he should move forward, saying, I want them caught. Body language tells me he's moving away. He doesn't really want them caught.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not go there yet. Let's I was talking to a friend, and I said, I just want them to find them. And she said, sweetie, they're not gonna find them. And it just made me so angry, because so I'm just gonna be left here with this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna be left here
Victim mentality again.
with like, so they get to go free and go about their life and possibly attack someone else, and I'm here to left with the aftermath of this bull. That's not cool to me. That's not okay. So
there's a whole lot of words coming out from his mouth, and it tells me that he's filibustering, he's filling in the blanks, and he's trying to qualify himself. I don't buy his story. I hope you enjoyed this video on body language. Please check out my Patreon page. Thank you to my patrons. I do appreciate it. As you can tell, people, I do not monetize these videos. You've got a nice clear run. Hope you enjoyed it, the dialogue.